Hi class, I just wanted to give you a quick introduction and overview to Focus 2, which is a career self-assessment, really nice comprehensive program that you're going to be using as part of this class. So by now I assume that you already downloaded your Focus 2 workbook, which is free. In addition to that, you created your account and your login to Focus 2 and you're able to get into the program. So before you get started on it, I know it could be a little overwhelming simply because there's a lot to this program, but what I really love about it is that you can do so much with the system. It's really a one-stop shop for you to be able to initially reflect on your career readiness going into this class, a little bit about your learning strengths. It gives you the opportunity to take some self-assessments. And then after that, you could do lots of career research and really customize the portfolio to exactly what it is that you're interested in based on your research and what you like to do. So before we get into that, let's get started and just kind of give you a really quick overview. So just as a background for this class is, what is career and educational planning? So this entire class is unique in the sense that you're really discovering who you are and who you want to be in the world of work. It takes into consideration knowledge about yourself, and I assume that you're going to be discovering and exploring new things about yourself, interests, personality, your strengths, your skills. So these are all of the different little puzzle pieces that you need to put together. And once you do all of that, then you'll have a better idea of what career, what occupations, overall what majors would be a best fit for you, and then how to go about making those decisions. I just wanted to clarify that career planning is just a continuous lifelong process. And this is something that you're going to do over the entire cycle of your life. And it can happen over and over and over again. That's why we get a lot of people who are returning back to school. So they may graduate high school, start school, they may not like it, go work for a little bit, have families, do their thing, and then come back to school. So a lot of times there are also people that have worked in a job for a long time and have decided, I'm going to go back to school and rediscover myself. And there's people that are constantly changing major, changing careers, and that's what the career planning cycle is about. So just a little bit about some myths. So the reality is a lot of people think that I have to come into Citrus knowing exactly what it is that you want to do and have a specific major, and that is definitely not the case. But before we get into that, just a little bit about the benefits of career planning. So I kind of touched on it a little bit, but I think overall people want to take this class because they just want to feel good about the major that they choose. Maybe they're a little indecisive and there's a couple different majors that they're interested in, they just don't know, and maybe they're a little nervous about deciding on something, or maybe there's people that are just completely undecided, and that's very, very common. I have a lot of students coming into the Career Center that have absolutely no clue what it is they want to do, and it makes them a little nervous that there are other people in their lives that, know. So I think that this class overall will help you to just get a better idea in terms of clarity. So again, understanding yourself is definitely the first step. So moving on a little bit to career myths. So I get a lot of students wondering about, if there's a perfect job and career out there for you. And I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think what's most important is that after every career experience, whether it's just a really quick job that you had for 3 months, or whether it's taking a few classes and figuring out a major, that it works for you in that moment. A lot of times you're going to learn and grow and get better and learn about specifically what you don't like. And that's what's going to help you get over those hurdles and find something that's a really good fit. Another career myth is that a major will guide you to your career. Trust me, there's so many different majors that are so versatile and flexible that you can do so many different things with that particular major, like business, psychology, sociology. There's such communications even. They're such adaptable, versatile majors. And you're not necessarily stuck to any one career title with such a versatile major. Also, career choices aren't lifelong decisions. Like I mentioned before, people change their major and specifically their careers over the course of an entire lifetime. Most people have 4, 5, 6, 7 jobs in a lifetime, and some people have even more than 10. Another myth is that liberal arts, humanities, and sciences aren't marketable majors. That's why people shy away from majors like biology or philosophy or history. So there's a lot of resources out there that I can always share with you to kind of show you that those particular majors, like liberal arts majors like English, you're not stuck just becoming a teacher or something like that. And that your career decisions should be based on the job market. That totally changes. You'd be surprised. What was booming and hot 5 years ago is not the case now. And another way also to explore whether good majors are a fit for you is just finding out from your professors, going to their office hours, reading different books, even popping into a class, even if you're not enrolled in that class, just to see if it's something that you may enjoy. Most professors don't mind if you just sit in on a class or two. So again, tons of ways to kind of figure out if career is a good fit or your major. So a little bit about your life plan. So as you plan your career, you should be considering the big picture. So in other words, think about and project, where do you think you may want to live? What kind of income and lifestyle would be the best fit for you? So obviously everyone wants to be, rich or live comfortably, but really think about what at minimum do you need to at least give you some kind of fulfillment and some happiness. What are some things that are important to you? For me, I love traveling, so I need flexibility in my job. I would love to have job security and great benefits. Even more important is the work environment that I'm in. Do I have nice coworkers? Do I feel energized going to work? Do I have time to do leisure stuff outside of work that would complement my everyday life? So I might not be doing a job that necessarily pays me to do the things that I love in my personal life, but being able to have that opportunity to do that outside of work, for example, having, short work hours or maybe not working on the weekends, things like that might be a good fit for people. So that's something to consider. And remember, it's your future, so you can totally take charge of this. So you're really responsible, I feel like, to make really good career decisions. And it doesn't mean you can't make mistakes, but at least knowing yourself, you can have control over your destiny. And I know that sounds really cheesy, but that's really what you do have control over, is getting to know who you are, where you want to live, if you want to have financial security, what you like to do, and trying to create a life that surrounds the things that could at least make you happy. So understanding the world of work is going to be a concept that we're going to be talking about as part of the class. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But remember, be proactive. It's an ongoing process. You're going to go through this over and over and over again. So just because you take this class doesn't mean you're not going to change your major again. You're not going to change your career, but at least you have the resources and the skills to know what to do if that happens and you get overwhelmed and confused. I'm just hoping the main takeaway at the end of this class is, if you feel like, I don't think I like this major, I don't think I like this job, I don't think I like this major, you know what to do in order to do this process over again and figure it out for yourself. So a little bit about focus 2. I think it's really great, again, if you're not sure what you want to major in, or if you're just kind of indecisive or undecided. Specifically, it helps clarify what occupations could be best for you, because it allows you to do lots of research all as part of this one site. You don't have to go all over the internet, and who knows what information is out there. It could also help you select a major based on your interests, your personality, your skills, and make informed career decisions. And what I really like is that it takes you step by step through a really great decision-making model. So initially you'll do a career planning readiness assessment. Then you'll take 5 different assessments, which eventually will allow you to overlap all of the results and figure out what occupational titles could be a good fit. You'll explore some options, and then you can make some decision making. So it actually will allow you to do an action plan, map out steps, achieve goals, cross off things you don't like, narrow down a little bit more too. Okay, so you've created your account, so I'll assume that all worked out. You'll eventually get to your Focus 2 dashboard, so I know it might be a little bit hard to see, but you'll be able to view it on your own computer or device that you're using. So you'll be taking these 2 different assessments in the beginning. Those are the 5 different self-assessments that you have to do as part of this class. It'll walk you through all the different possibilities, how to take some action. And then the bottom, you could see all of your resources and all of your planning results. So again, you'll be taking academic strengths. That's the beginning. Here's a little bit close-up of your work interest assessment. You'll do values, personality, skills, and leisure. As part of this class, different discussions are going to be dedicated to each of these topics specifically. I know that it may sound repetitive or redundant because you're taking all of these different assessments over and over again, but Focus 2, I'm going to separate that from the different topics that we're doing and the different self-assessments I'm going to have you do, just because it addresses different types of things. So for example, for skills, you'll be looking at people skills and survival skills in addition to work skills, occupational skills, personal skills. So all of these different assessments are going to encompass different aspects of who you are. And I just think they're all really effective. So you'll be taking them over and over again in different ways. But I have a reason for it. As part of your results, you'll be able to see some sample reports. And what's nice is that every time you log in, it's going to save all of your results from before. So even if you want to do one report at a time, or one assessment at a time, you can view your report for each one of the 5 different assessments. You're also going to be able to explore occupations and match majors that correspond to each of your assessment results. You could also explore occupations much more in depth. So it's going to go over all of the different job tasks, outlook for the job, earnings, advancement opportunities within the job, what majors are connected, and how each one of those self-assessments that you took all overlap into this particular job. You'll also be able to explore related majors, specifically majors that are offered at Citrus, as well as anything that's offered outside at a college or university if you need to transfer to do that. My favorite feature is being able to combine your self-assessment results to narrow down your occupations. So not all of you might have jobs listed that fulfill each one of the 5 different self-assessments, but if not, there might be jobs that overlap with all 4 or 3. It's just going to narrow down and clarify for you even in more detail. You'll also be able to do some additional major and occupational exploration by doing the Exploring Possibilities section. And you could even use a feature called What Can I Do with Your Major and see if it's offered at Citrus. Finally, there's an action planning section, which I hope you do take advantage of so that it can save your roadmap of all of the different activities involved to clarifying your major and career. And once you do this and you save everything, you can make some better decisions. So again, you'll be able to create your own specific portfolio. It's going to organize all of your results. And this portfolio, once you complete it, you're going to actually be downloading it, saving it, and uploading it as part of your occupational research assignment later on in the semester. So this presentation is also going to be available separately without this voiceover narration. So if you wanted to take a look at it in more depth and read about the frequently asked questions, please do so. But I think the main takeaway is just remember that career planning involves thinking about not only your educational and occupational paths, but you have to consider that if satisfaction and fulfillment in all aspects of your life are fulfilled by the different types of pathways that you take, not only in the present, but also in your future.